Hi, everyone here and everyone on the live stream, wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining. We are Homebot. My name is Erica Schwer. I am our recruiting and onboarding specialist. This is Chad Calhoun. He's our VP of Engineering. Just a little bit about me real quick before I dive in. So I joined Homebot this past March. It's been the best 7 months of my life career-wise. So I'm going to dig in a little bit about what we do and our culture and what it's like to work here. So Homebot's mission, if you haven't stopped by our booth yet or aren't aware of us, our mission is to empower consumers to build wealth through home ownership. So why, how did we get here? A fun fact that we always like to share at Homebot, just so folks understand the weight and the importance of their home equity, is that at retirement, 83% of your personal wealth actually comes from home equity. So I think a lot of people usually think it's their 401k or just, how much they've saved up over the years. But in fact, for the average American at retirement, the bulk of that actually comes from your home equity. So the problem that Homebot is solving is two-part. Number one is that the US home ownership market is the largest asset class in the world, but it's essentially an unmanaged asset, and people are leaving billions of dollars on the table every year. The second part is that loan officers and real estate agents spend a ton of money each year on attempts to maintain loyalty with their past clients. So our solution and what Homebot does is we have a platform that acts as a financial dashboard that empowers consumers with personalized financial actionable insights for them to save money and build their wealth while at the same time keeping them connected with their loan officer and real estate agent. So who are we? We actually are a local company based out of Denver. Our office is just 6 blocks away. We were founded in January 2016 by Ernie Graham, who is our CEO, and Ira McMahon, our CTO, who came from Realtor.com. We've been private equity backed since 2020. We're currently sitting at 102 employees, and just for context, so you understand how quickly we are growing, at the beginning of 2021, we were actually sitting at 58. So we're looking to about double in size by the end of this year, and we are hiring, which we will get to in a moment. But just some facts about us being in Denver. We do have a hybrid working model while we also support folks that are fully remote. For those who are hybrid or local to Denver, we do have an office right downtown, as I mentioned. It's about 6 blocks away. We just moved into a gorgeous new office space in September. It's 4 stories, modern, spacious, has a top floor terrace, which is my personal favorite space. Open work environment with sit-stand desks, weekly catered lunches, and many other fun things, which I'll dive into now. So in line with our mission to empower consumers, we also strive to empower our people by offering some really wonderful perks and benefits. Just to highlight a few of these, this isn't all of them, but we have some really great medical benefits. Generous PTO, we start at 3 weeks accrued vacation your first year. You accrue 1 more week with each additional year of employment, up to 6 weeks per year. Paid parental leave for those who have what we call baby bots, 12 weeks of parental leave. We offer a 401k, and we actually have an employer match coming this January, which is super exciting. Some other awesome things, we offer a 10% annual performance bonus target, fun quarterly events, catered office lunches, an eco-pass for those who are commuting to and from the office, anniversary gifts, financial wellness program, mental health coaches, and more. So who we strive to be as Homebotters, we have 5 core values. Hands down, number 1 is servant leadership. So always serving our teammates and customers first with the purpose of enabling everyone to be successful. Learners, we make mistakes a lot. We're always taking risks as, being, a little bit post-startup. So always learning and sharing from those experiences and mistakes. Solution drivers, we create solutions rather than focusing on the problems. positivity builders. So we recognize that great attitudes are contagious. I can speak for myself, being surrounded by Homebotters. Everyone is incredibly positive, and it really is contagious and inspiring. And finally, one team. So we make decisions, we get in the same boat, and we paddle together. What it's like to work with us. So I'm sure you all think I'm biased because I work here. So a couple external factors that kind of speak to what the culture is like at Homebot. We've been named on Built in Colorado's 2021 Best Places to Work. We're number 75 on their full list and number 21 on their Best Small Places to Work. Also, our Glassdoor reviews are pretty stellar. We have a 5-star rating on Glassdoor. 98% of folks would recommend Homebot to a friend, and 100% of reviews approve of our CEO. And now I will pass it over to Chad. As I mentioned, he's our VP of Engineering, and he'll dive into his team.
Hey, thanks, Erica. And much appreciated. So what you see in front of you is our team. I came into this team here about 4 years ago, and when I started, the company was about half the size of the product and engineering org that you see here. It's been amazing growth. I really appreciate the care and the quality that goes into everything that we do, and a lot of that goes back to the core values that Erica was just talking on. I'm really proud of this group and really excited to help continue growing as we're hiring more people. Now, on the previous slide, like those were broken down into teams, but those teams are actually value streams and how we focus our work and efforts. A lot of the pieces that you saw Erica speaking to, we have a lot of data, a lot of people, a lot of users, millions of clients and consumers that we're reaching out to daily, homeowners or buyers, thousands of lenders, real estate agents. All of these people are people we're serving in our teams. So we've got a homeowner team, a lender team, scaling our own people, our own Homebot team, improving data efficiency, and improving our own engineering through our org with our ops team too. And each of these teams are working with some of those large data sets, large data problems. And a lot of the core and underneath that is working with Ruby and other fun technologies. Our tech stacks are a lot of Ruby on Rails on the API side, and we do a lot to keep these modern, keep things up to date, maintainability being a really core asset for us. We do a lot of our home data, our customer data, client data in our Rails APIs. But we're experimenting, we're growing as we get bigger in data. We're continuing to find different ways we want to scale. We're experimenting with things like Ruby on Jets, a Ruby framework that runs on AWS Lambda in serverless. We are excelling at the user experience with really fine-tuned details with a React interface. And providing the best consumer experience that we can. We're working in Ember, very Railsy convention, and that enables a lot of Rails engineers to hop in and work in a consistent fashion. And in the infra layer, we're working with AWS, Docker, Kubernetes. Our ops team has built amazing tooling to create a very simple way to work in your dev environments, deploy to a staging in QA, or deploy to production. So what does engineering at Homebot look like? A lot of it starts with our passion and care for clean code. We look for well-tested and well-architected applications. We like to say that code is written for that new engineer joining tomorrow. And that's in a way that new engineer can understand and navigate the code base simply and understand what that does without fearing risk of some side effects that they changed, breaking something in production and not knowing about that. We want that level of confidence. We invest in our team and we invest in our architecture. We have an education budget. We have quarterly sprints with engineering-led initiatives focusing on hardening, innovation, and planning. And that's a great place for experimentation, or focus time for learning. We've done experiments that have landed as real product initiatives. We work on things like maintenance and keeping Rails and Ruby up to date, improving tech debt, and so on. We have an agile process. We use 2-week sprints focused on values rather than solutions. And that enables us to be agile in how we solve, all through the planning layer and down into each sprint. Engineers are part of creating and validating those product ideas. It's part for all of us to have that opportunity to brainstorm and come together in those ideas. We use daily stand-ups and retrospectives, which are always really important. We're always learning, we're always evolving, and that's a great check-in for us to make sure that we're still doing things right and people are happy and we're continuing to grow. Collaboration is core. We use common tools like GitHub, Slack, and Jira. We use PR reviews. Pairing occurs regularly. And this is set early in onboarding. We pair new engineers for 2 weeks to focus on building relationships first. And that's key. Along those lines, you're also getting into code, you're writing code, or you're just kind of red, green, refactor, working through some back and forth. And you're getting an understanding of process. You're getting an understanding of the business logic and how these apps are structured. But the huge takeaway we really have a lot of value in is that relationship first. At the end of the day, we're passionate people that care about each other and the value we provide for our users. And that comes back to the core values that Erica was speaking to. I'm really proud of our people. We keep things positive and we keep growing and do some amazing things here. And it is that passion and care that goes so far. And with that, we're hiring, and we're looking for more amazing people, and we hire for people first. And we've got a lot of roles open. We're looking for leads, full stack engineers, back end, front end, DevOps, and so on. If you're interested and you're looking, talk to us. We're looking at different skill sets, so we'd love to talk. With that, come see us in the exhibit hall after this. You can look for people in the Homebot shirts. We've got the Homebot hats around too. You can also come sign up for a free Homebot report. See what this product is, understand that. A lot of the passion is in the value that we do. And our own Anthony Navarro is giving a talk tomorrow at 1:40 on dismantling dystopian futures with humane factories. Also, we're online on Discord in the job fair Q&A. So thank you. I hope to talk soon.
Hello, everybody. Hello, my team. I can't believe they all came just to see me talk for 10 minutes. That's so sweet. See, you can tell what a wonderful place it is to work just because everyone's so supportive. Hi, I'm Jan. This is my first RubyConf. I'm a transplant from the Python community. Ooh. This is really wonderful. I'm having so much fun. I hope you all are too. I'm going to talk a little bit about Vimeo, but more specifically, Vimeo OTT. But very, very first, what's OTT? I'm going to guess everybody here in the room and watching the stream subscribes to at least one OTT service. So OTT is an old media industry term that means over the top, and it just means content goes directly to the consumer. So Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Amazon Prime, all OTT services. So with that in mind, let's talk about Vimeo in 2021. So I've been at Vimeo for a couple years now, and I knew almost nothing about Vimeo before I joined, other than this vague idea of maybe this dying YouTube competitor. What could they possibly be working on? Turns out I was totally wrong about those two things, not dying, and also not a YouTube competitor. So who we are in 2021, we're the world's leading all-in-one video solution. And our mission is to enable professional quality video for all. And we have a ton of different products that help us do this. We're also a global company with many amazing video products, like I said. Vimeo Live, Vimeo Record, Vimeo, the main product that everybody knows where you can find the staff picks, things like that, Vimeo OTT. And we have offices in New York, India, Israel, Ukraine, UK, Australia, and lots of Vimians all around the world. I think we're around 1,100, maybe 1,200 employees now. And yeah, that's what we do today. Okay, but more about OTT. Vimeo OTT is a platform where anyone can create a streaming service with their video content and make money from subscriptions and purchases of that content. In other words, a tool for anyone to run a video content-based business. It's also where we use Ruby the most. Here's some examples of streaming sites launched with Vimeo OTT. For example, we have the National Theatre based out of the UK, the Criterion channel, all sorts of kids' content like this baby signing time one that I just found out about the other day, and then the KonMari site, which is really cool. I just found out that was an OTT customer the other day as well. So it's a three-sided marketplace. People can upload their videos and sell them directly to consumers. Sort of like Shopify, but for video. Here is a super oversimplified diagram of what the OTT platform looks like for all the engineers here. And there's basically four main parts. There's the back end, that's the OTT platform, the CMS for uploading and administering the content, the web player experience, and then all of the apps across the various platforms. There should be 8 of them, so Samsung Tizen, Fire TV, Android, all of the different mobile platforms have a streaming app. But for the engineers, it really looks a lot more like this. And this is the thing we work on every day. I think it's an especially exciting place to be a senior engineer because you get to work on these really hard problems that deal with scaling across multiple custom domains, different spikes in traffic depending on different customers. It's just wild. I've learned so much in the past couple of years. One of the things I'd like to show, and I don't see a lot in talks like this, is how our engineering teams are structured. So we have 9, I believe, did I count that right? 9 fairly big product and engineering teams. I'm an engineering manager. I think I forgot to mention that earlier, but I lead 3 of them, the onboarding team, the storefront team, and the payments team. And my esteemed colleagues lead the rest of them. Some of them are wholly back-end teams, some are full stack, and some work on just the apps. So I talked about hard problems, and I'll give a couple examples. One of my favorite ones, and the one that I spent a lot of time working on, is this idea of 3-party multi-currency. So for example, someone in Australia buys a subscription to a streaming service in Australian dollars. We take our fees, Vimeo's cut, in USD, do our accounting in USD, and we do a payout to, for example, National Theatre in GBP. Oh, but wait, it's a month later and they want a refund. The exchange rates are not the same anymore. Head exploding GIF. That's a really fun problem to work on. I've learned a ton. We have all sorts of other stuff that we're doing, like per site, concurrent viewing limits. And it's not like you can just limit the video to a certain number of devices. You have to build all these other features that go with it, like the ability to log out across devices and things like that. It's just really complicated. We do app development at scale, so we have thousands of apps in the various app stores. And we have all of that automated in a really sophisticated way. We're closely integrated with our main Vimeo products, and we're getting closer all the time. Vimeo OTT is kind of like the little galaxy that orbits around the main Vimeo galaxy, and they're slowly going to crash into each other, or in Vimeo speed later this year. We're working on this big new project to do customizable subscription tiering across all of the sites. So every site, like National Theatre or Criterion Channel, they could set up their own subscription tiering scheme, and they could all be different, and you have to build all the features of upgrade, downgrade, cross-grade, all of that kind of stuff. We have a huge data pipeline for knowing the state of all of the players across all of the sites at any given time. We do pay-per-view as a feature and can scale with that demand. So we have these really big pay-per-view events that we do across multiple sites at a time sometimes. And we're working on supporting multiple payment gateways to help with that multi-currency problem I mentioned before. Oh, so much fun. OK, we have a few open roles just within OTT that you can talk to me about. We don't have a booth, unfortunately, but if you see me around, come say hi. We need a senior engineer for onboarding. That's one of the teams that I'm running. Senior engineer for platform. You can talk to one of my colleagues about that. Senior engineer for the automation team. That's the apps automation team. And then another senior engineer, another software engineer for the apps team. And lots more to come in 2022. And if you look at our careers page, there's like 100 open roles across all the different departments and teams. So we're hiring like crazy. Thank you. You can find me through my work email, through my LinkedIn. If you figure it out through the marketing page for OTT somehow, check out our engineering blog, look at our careers page. And since we're Vimeo, I'm going to try to play a video and hope that we have enough bandwidth to make it work. And I have a couple of minutes, so I'm going to do 2, I think. I think this one's a nice introduction to Vimeo in 2021. It's our latest ad.
Video is power. Cinematic simply can't look away power. Feel connected from across an ocean power. Never knew I had this in me. Power. Power that absolutely anyone can tap. Power that today everyone needs. It's why we hire the most advanced thinkers to design tools for the most novice of users. Why we spend years perfecting products that lets you harness video's power in seconds. Because we know what video can do. Video can skyrocket a startup, modernize Main Street, make industry giants run faster, and go further. It can bring thousands into one room, and a living room to millions. Video can bring stories to life, advance human expression, and show what we're capable of. Any of us, all of us. The artists, filmmakers, and storytellers, the entrepreneurs and side hustlers, the local businesses, remote teams, and global organizations. You have to believe in something great to build something great. And we build the most powerful video tools in the world to power everyone to change it.
So cool, right? Shout out to our amazing marketing team. They make some really amazing stuff. And they made a marketing video just for us, just for Vimeo OTT. So I'll play that one too. It's a little shorter, a little snappier. And it should hopefully reinforce the point of like what Vimeo OTT is. Maybe get you excited about working on it. Thank you. Come talk to me if you have questions about the open roles, Vimeo OTT, what it's like to work at a 17-year-old tech company, anything like that. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. We are Grailed. Start off by introducing ourselves. My name is Alec McKinley. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm a recruiting manager here.
Hi, I'm Adebia Ntoso. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a senior software engineer at Graild.
And I'm Elizabeth O'Brien. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a tech recruiter at Graild.
Now, if you're not familiar with us, Graild is one of the largest peer-to-peer marketplaces for clothing. Our backend is built entirely on Ruby on Rails. and we're a great place to buy clothes of all different types directly from people, not from brands. That means we don't hold any inventory, and all of our users buy and sell directly between themselves. So our software and our website and our iOS app, they act as the trusted intermediary between the users to ensure that nothing is counterfeit and also help users find exactly what they're looking for. So our vision is to be the platform that enables the global style community to take control of fashion commerce. Traditionally, this model has looked like retailers selling to consumers, and on Graild, we have consumers buying and selling between themselves. Some rough stats on us. We're almost 8 years old. We've got just north of 7.5 million users. We've sold over 7 million items. Right now on Graild.com, there are 3.5 million items for sale. As a company, we just crossed 100 employees. We have 40 engineers. The highest record for any single item being resold on the site is 7 times. This one pair of Rick Owens shorts, it's been passed around a bunch. And we've got 5 engineering squads. We're a fully remote team, so you can work from anywhere and work at Graild. But we also do have an office in Soho in New York.
And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about engineering at Graild. So I can definitely say we are a team of product-minded, solutions-focused, and incredibly empathetic engineers. And we focus on shipping quality code quickly to our end users. So in order to do that, we use a pretty standard but a well-adopted set of languages and frameworks, and not because this is the standard of the industry, but because these are well-supported, well-adopted languages and frameworks. So as you can see, we use Ruby on Rails, so we're a Ruby on Rails monolith, and our front end is React, and we deploy our front end to a Next.js apps. Both our Rails and Next.js apps are deployed via Heroku, and we also type our back-end code with Sorbet. So we have static typing with Sorbet, which is pretty cool. And we're in the process of migrating our front end to TypeScript, so we'll also have a statically typed language on our front end. And for our database, we use Postgres, and we also enable continuous deployment with CodeShip, so that's pretty cool and definitely helps with developer happiness. And in general, our engineering philosophy is such that we want to guarantee continuous improvement and ensure that we're delivering value to our community. So as I mentioned before, we have continuous and frequent deployment. We deploy every 10 minutes with our in-house built deployment train. And also we generally tend to not try and reinvent the wheel. So we prefer to buy versus rebuild or integrate versus rebuild, existing integrations. And so that means that we need to keep those gems and packages up to date. So we actually have a tool which automatically opens PRs to update our existing gems and NPM packages. We also have very well-documented API standards and technical standards, in my opinion. We have a well-documented API and then also a site dedicated to documenting our technical standards. We also have an engineering blog, so if you are interested in following or looking at seeing cool things that we've done at Graild, definitely search for our engineering blog. Another cool thing that we do is that we integrate, and we have an integration to help us experiment with features and see how they will impact metrics before we actually fully develop them. So this ensures that we're only delivering the highest value features to our end users. We also have, in my opinion, thoughtful and very flexible processes. Of course, we're not immune to change. And one of those is that we have bi-weekly retrospectives where we give kudos, which is where we celebrate our wins, and then chompers, which is where we talk about any bugs. This is just so that we can learn quickly and really spread the knowledge amongst the entire engineering team. And we also have a great suite of learning and development opportunities. We have bi-weekly town halls where you can present or just come and listen to any cool things that any of the engineers are working on. We have a conference budget. We have a learning and development budget. We also have a suite of staff engineers, so who are always available to answer any questions, and also definitely a great set of mentoring opportunities. So generally, in terms of how the engineering team is organized, we think of engineering, product, and design as one organization. So the engineering team, we're organized into squads, and squads are comprised of engineers, designs, and product, as well as data analysts. And these are business units that are autonomous, and really we give them the ability to set their OKRs, although we do have company-level OKRs, so they are set with respect to company-level OKRs, but they are given complete autonomy with how to achieve those set of OKRs. So you can see we have currently 5 squads. We're currently organized into 5 squads. First being the Trust Squad, which helps to champion the trustworthiness of our platform. We work on cool projects like digital authentication, and yeah, lots of other cool things coming up. The Growth Squad, which helps to acquire and revive any valuable sellers on our platform. The Marketplace Squad, which helps with discoverability and any social commerce projects, and the Payments Squad, which ensures that users can transact entirely over Graild and don't have to go to an external website to complete their transaction. And we also have the Seller Squad, which is a new squad, and we'll build features for sellers first. And besides that, we also organize and congregate into working groups. So we have back-end and front-end working groups where we discuss and share best practices and ideas on how to improve each code base. So yeah, I'll pass the mic to my colleague, Elizabeth, to elaborate on culture and benefits.
Thanks. So who is Grailed? We are a diverse group of people from many different backgrounds, and like Rubyists, we avoid reinventing the wheel at all costs. We care about testing hypotheses and code while keeping things simple and nice. A little bit about culture. As mentioned, we are remote with a fully distributed workforce, and we empower our teammates to do their best work from anywhere in the US. A few highlights: we have bi-weekly all-hands. We do this through Zoom to introduce new hires, celebrate our colleagues with shout-outs, view product demos, and hear user stories. It's fairly casual. We try to keep it lively and fun for everyone attending. When it comes to anti-racism and activism, all policies, procedures, and activities at Graild abide by our commitment to anti-racism. We keep a Slack channel to continuously share activist and volunteer opportunities, and we match 100% of charitable donations up to $10,000. In terms of development, we are dedicated to developing our team and offer ample related programming. So employees have a $1,500 budget per year for tuition reimbursement, which can cover external courses, coaching, conferences, books, all of that. And then mentorship, as mentioned, you can opt in and be paired with someone across the organization as either a mentor or a mentee. I'd love to talk about some of the benefits. You can read through them here. I'll talk about some highlights. We have health insurance with not 1, but 2 plans that are completely covered by Graild. Flexible spending account, a One Medical membership for premium care with locations across the US. We also have unlimited paid time off with additional wellness days, which is essentially a policy that guarantees at least 1 long weekend per month. We also have parental leave, where all soon-to-be parents are eligible for up to 12 weeks of leave at full pay. We'd love if you can come work with us. If you're interested on the market now or think in the future, you can apply here, graild.com/jobs. You can follow us also on social media. It's all up here. And if you want to come by the booth, we have t-shirts, we have stickers, and we'd love to see you.